Hello and welcome to Football with Jay. It's another exciting time to have you guys here. And it's football the way you love it, and I've promised. And the clubs in Europe are starting to get up with reality. They are starting to know that they might need a little bit of addition just to push their dreams in whatever their competitions they are in. So that's why we've actually come here to analyze some of the January transfer windows transfers that went down. So I'm having some amazing debutants here, and the first person I'll be talking about is Funbi. He's a top guy, a football analyst, and a Manchester United fan. Welcome, Funbi.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Thank
So
you very much.
it's always nice to have you guys on the channel. So how are you feeling talking about football today?
Yeah, I love football. Football is a very fine game, fine sport.
Okay. Yeah. And here on my left hand side, on my left hand side we have Demola. Demola, welcome to Football with J.
Yeah, it's been nice to be here. It's such a pleasure to be allowed to be in this gathering, like to talk about football. Football is one of the best sports in the
Amazing sport. So nice one you've heard from both of them. Now we'll be moving to some of the things that happened when we were actually having a little bit of technical issue and couldn't film a bit. So the first place we'll be going to is AFCON, and AFCON we've gotten some countries have gotten to the semi-final. And do you think
Shocking countries actually.
yeah, very shocking, very shocking. And I'll start with Fumbi. Do you actually think Nigeria being sent packing at during the round of 16, if I'm very correct, was it deserved or a little bit harsh?
Ah, honestly, that Nigerian team looked like they were winning the AFCON. They looked like
Yeah, everybody actually tipped them.
the game against I think Tunisia. The game against Tunisia, they lacked intensity. They didn't play with drive. They lacked intensity.
Wow.
The way they played was normal. And Tunisia is a team well known for 1-0 victories. Like they could literally go for the whole 90
Defend
and defend.
a lead.
They defend high, and they press
Very
well.
compact.
Very compact at the back.
Yeah,
So
wow.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was not shocked because the guy played well. Then the red card for
Nigeria actually spoiled everything.
exactly. Red
Ah,
card
yeah.
for Iwobi
Oh, yeah.
just changed everything. I even with the red card, the game was still on. They were playing well.
Yes.
Sadiq missed at least a perfect chance. Sadiq
Yeah,
just
yeah.
won.
It's very
It
painful.
was harsh.
Given that, I think this
We won
is it.
all games in the group. Like we are proud of Nigeria now.
Wow. Given the record we had in the group stage, we won 3 of our games.
3 of 3.
3 out of 3 fantastically well, and we actually scored more than a goal in every of the games, and everybody was already tipping Nigeria to actually go far in the AFCON or even win it. But now it's the story again, and it's very painful. But Demola, what do you think about Nigeria? Do you think they should just learn their lesson and move on, and maybe try their utmost best to qualify for the FIFA World Cup?
I actually think they deserved it because that game they were all full of themselves.
Yeah, they underrated the Tunisian
They
team.
didn't know what the Tunisia team had in place for this.
Yeah.
They should just take heart and just try to prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. They
Yeah.
can actually beat Ghana. I think so. Ghana is their opener, right?
Yes.
They can actually beat Ghana.
Yes.
They need that drive. They need intensity. They need to be more focused for them to actually get to the World Cup. The World Cup is a very nice stage for them to showcase their
Yes,
talent,
yes.
for them to push their careers.
And it will be against Ghana, our favorite Ghana. so that
They
game,
actually did not lose actually against Ghana.
yes,
Down.
will be battered actually. So that's it. That's it for the AFCON. I think we have. Very surprisingly, Egypt from our group has now actually qualified for the semi-final. They didn't start well. They didn't start well. They were looking a bit lackadaisical. They did have that balance, but
They won't win it. I don't think they will.
wow.
They don't play impressive football.
But
But
football.
what was shocking was the fact that even this team, Ivory Coast, I expected to play that plays well. Like with Frankesi, Nicolas Pepe, and the rest, all of them, they're out.
So that's what I'm saying. That sometimes you don't need to actually play fantastic football before you can win games. So far, you just get to win those games and you move on. These are knockout games. Nobody counts if you played well. The whole thing we count for that gets counted is the scoreline. You understand me? So I think Egypt, they were looking a bit lackadaisical. They were not compact, but now they are actually getting to their strides, and it's and they are making
He's
fantastic.
paying for Nigeria,
Make
bro. He's
make
paying.
it
He's really paying. Like,
is
I thought
quite
they
painful.
actually learned from the Nigerian defeat for them to actually get to that level.
Yes, I think
They
since that time.
actually added to their
anybody
victory.
can
And
beat
Yes.
him. Anybody.
That's AFCON for you. It's very physical
Very
kind of
physical.
competition, and you can't just actually predict it. And I'm seeing maybe and somebody we didn't even expect to win, but I think it's the better chance for Senegal now. They've gone to different. They've been to the finals. I think almost more than twice. So it's maybe the time
Algeria
they
didn't
can do
even
it.
last go to
So they
the.
have big guns are actually out of
They are
the
out.
way. So
They are
they
out.
have the better chance of actually doing something.
also,
So
I want to recommend Cameroon too. They have been playing well. They have been
wow.
scoring a lot of goals. They have been more composed in this tournament.
And they're actually the host team.
Their striker, Abubakar.
Actually, one of the
Top.
best striker.
They're actually the host team, and they will have enough advantage given that they're playing in their own ground. So that's one thing to look out for in the AFCON games. So we move to club transfers, and it's very exciting. January transfer window with a lot of drama and a lot of this thing. To start with, I think we'll go to one of the big spenders in Europe this transfer window, and maybe we should start with Barcelona. And Barcelona had a host of they had a very busy transfer window. And Demola, will start with you. What do you think? And what do you think about the recruitment they've actually made? I think they brought Adama Traore on loan. They were able to get Coutinho off their books for the main time to Aston Villa, which that means Coutinho moved on loan too, and they were able to pull out Aubameyang. Fantastic signings. So, what do you think? Ferran Torres from Man City. So, what do you think about their chances and the like? Was the recruitment actually good? Did they do a very good business?
Yeah, to start off, I think they did actually nice business, but I didn't think Baka would be in this transfer window. I think they have a lot of depth on
Financial.
financial struggles and stuff like that, but I just saw first
Do you think they have squad depth
they have scored them now actually now.
before the transfer?
No, not sure because they're actually feeding most of their underage players like their feeders team. But I think now when they actually got Ferran Torres the first team, I said, wow, Baka is really ready for this. With how they brought Xavi as their manager, I think he's ready for the transfer window. Then they actually loaned out Coutinho. Then I said, wow, Baka they are trying to offload to get more players. Then Adama Traore. Then deadline day, shocking Aubameyang.
Wow.
Permanent transfer, not even
Wow.
loan.
Free transfer.
So we were all thinking like permanent. Wow.
Wow.
Really nice.
Wow.
Baka actually in for the race now.
So, Funmbi, did they do a very good business?
Baka is Baka anyway. Baka is Baka. That's
Yes.
the thing. Baka is Baka. Can't be so sure. So we wait until they play actually. I'm
Okay.
actually waiting
Okay. We'll look. We're actually waiting to see how Savi and Co will bring those that club. Another exciting one to talk about. We saw Everton sack Rafa Benitez and replace Rafa Benitez with Frank Lampard, the famous Frank Lampard, on a on a 2.5 year deal. And immediately, I think Frank Lampard actually requested for these two midfielders, and they were able to complete that deal, a loan deal for Donny van der Beek of Manchester United, and a permanent deal for Dele Alli. Let's start with Funmbi. Your thoughts? Can Frank Lampard actually steer this team? They are 6 points above relegation spots. Can he steer this team back to the Everton, the dogged, the compact, the unrelenting, the shocking Everton we know that plays so very well against the big teams and even the teams around them?
Okay. Firstly, do I think Frank is a very good manager? He is a fine manager, very
Wow.
good manager.
Okay.
But do I think he can get Everton to where they want to be? I don't think so.
Yes, with two signings, Van der Beek
Signings,
and Dele Alli.
Now you are telling me Van de Beek and Dele Alli,
Yes.
are these players top players?
They have other top players. Richarlison.
Wait,
James-
are these
James
players top
Rodriguez.
players? Van de Beek of United does not even get a sniff of the first 11. He doesn't start. Dele Alli, when last was he even the team sheet?
But we know
And
Van der
these
Beek
players
of Ajax, and we know
Van de Beek
how
of Ajax,
technically gifted he is.
Honestly,
A box-to-box midfielder.
I would say he's a box to box.
Because for
Pogba, we have Pogba as a box to box.
yes,
We have there are other players there that plays this position box to box. So now Van de Beek move to Man U was wrong. Maybe this low move would do him good. We also Lingard for West Ham last year would do him good. But honestly, I look at Everton team. They let Lucas Digne go. They are famous. They are left back. They let him go.
Yeah.
And why?
Made some wrong
One of the
decisions.
best. He is a starter, regular starter for France.
Yes, for France.
For the friends that he starts for them. You let Digne go. Now which players? They have top players. Calvin Lewin, Richarlison.
So the main question is actually, can Frank Lampard do the job? They are not a
Do you know one thing? We all blame coaches, but it's down to the players. A coach work is to get instructions to the player. I'm telling you, if they want to sell out the coach, those players know how to do it. If they don't want to play for him, they won't play.
but let's now analyze it. Let's
But
analyze it.
when we look at Chelsea, when Frank Lampard coached Chelsea, they play beautiful football.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were top. So he has a clear idea of how he wants his team to play.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, let's see.
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Demola, real quick. So they signed Van der Beek on loan. A Van der Beek that we know is very technical, a box-to-box midfielder. Also, Dele Alli, we know Dele Alli on top form is a fantastic player on his own. They are Tottenham before. Quite slow, but he's a fantastic player. He played a pivotal role in Tottenham reaching the final of the Champions League. So yeah. So let's see. Frank Lampard actually picked these players, Van der Beek and Dele Alli. He has a clear picture of how he wants to use them. Do you see in the next month Everton stepping up and maybe come rising in the table?
So I think I don't want to just blame Frank Lampard on his previous misfortune, bro.
Yes.
He's actually a good coach.
Yes.
When to actually pick out these beautiful players, don't blame the players too because they are not in their top form. They're actually beautiful and outstanding players. Like Van de Beek now of Ajax, like it was an eye opener. Everybody wanted Van de Beek in their team.
Yeah.
His move to Man U was actually wrong because Man U had a lot of reinforcements in his position.
Yeah.
But I think for them to come into a new squad to integrate with a new manager and the already established squad, I think it would be a nice opportunity for us.
I actually think the style of play of Rafa Benitez was maybe one of the reasons why Everton weren't playing well. They were a bit passive. The old style whereby it's more defensive than attack. So and you know, they had this flair of Calvert Lewin, Richarlison running the channels, the doggedness they had, the stubbornness they have against big teams. So I think they are beautiful player and. Frank Lampard, being an attacking-minded manager, should be able to utilize these players in the right way. Do you guys actually think Man U were right to loan Van der Beek? Because he has not been given enough chance to prove his worth in the Premier League. Do you actually think they were right to let him go on loan?
They were right in a way because you signed him
Yes.
for like 1.5 years now, like 1 year or 1.5, I don't know. And you can count how many games he's played in the Premier League. In the Champions League, he doesn't get to play. In FA Cups, that's when he gets to play. And Man U doesn't really have run of games in FA Cups. Most times they are out.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the new coach Ralph Ragnick is saying okay, we can go. I don't see any reason why he should not go.
Okay.
I think he actually went for more first time
Football, yeah.
Actually,
He needs it to get used to the. Yeah.
He don't actually know how to do something
in the press
he's a very
press
top
interview,
player.
Ralph Ragnick he said that he had a conversation with Johnny Van de Beek, and Van de Beek said he wants to be chosen for the qualifiers
Of Netherlands.
So
Yeah.
he needs game time.
To play, yes.
He said he cannot promise him game time because a lot of players are there.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the decision making that maybe okay, yeah, you can go follow go with them.
I also don't think the coach don't rate him right in that spot because it's actually better than most of the players fielding there. If they are not on form, it should not actually fit them because of their name. It should actually
Yeah.
fit new players like Donny van de Beek. I don't think McTominay was in the run of form for 2 games and he actually fell. Koba is not actually in the right spot now.
Yes.
In the last few games, he's one of the best in my mind.
Because we actually lost his form.
McTominay.
You watched the game against West
I think wait, don't let us get into the McTominay issue, but let's just discuss it a little. I don't rate both DM in Manchester United. I don't rate them because I feel that they're a bit they jilter when it's time to carry the ball and play passes,
McTominay is
play the right
Wait,
passes.
I don't actually
McTominay.
want us to get into the issue of Manchester United's problem.
Let him just talk. He's a Manchester United fan.
Please.
Let him spit it out.
McTominay is not a box to box.
Yes.
He's one kind of player. His work is to intercept stuff.
DMs, defensive midfielder.
He plays what he does what Kante does for Chelsea.
Yes,
Kante
yes,
passes.
yes. That's what
You
I'm.
can't, you can't compare that.
But he's the only one this time. You understand? You can't compare him to Kante. Kante is better, definitely.
Yes, yes.
So these are playing two. You are playing one this time.
So
Fred is not a defensive midfielder. He was played wrongly. He was played wrongly under Ole. With Raf now, you know what he did? He turned the triangle. We are playing with 2-8 now. That's why you see Fred get now.
do you get me? I don't rate them. I don't think that Manchester United caliber. Let's just leave it there. They are not. I don't think they have the right qualities to play Manchester United. So let's just leave.
They are not Manchester United caliber.
They are not. Yes. Because if you look at other DMs we have in top clubs in Premier League, look at Rodri, look at Fernandinho. You can't compare them with Fred. Look at
you're right.
look at your Jorginho and Kovacic with Kante in Chelsea. Then you look at Jordan Henderson. You look at Fabinho in Liverpool. These are top guys. You understand me?
I agree.
When it comes to passing range, when it comes to interception, when it comes to reading the game, they actually the engine the midfield is the engine of every team. The midfield is the engine of every team, and for each team to run very well, your midfield must be top notch. So, and I don't think Fred and this thing has that enough oil to run Manchester United engine. I'm very sorry, but you might have contrasting opinions. But we're actually dealing with transfer, so let's quickly move on. Another day we'll talk about Manchester United. So we have Liverpool signing Luis Diaz on a 37.5 million deal. So I think I actually love Liverpool transfer policies. They actually find their fishes and just pick them up. You don't hear of them going about. Yes, they sign those players and you just get shocked. So what do you think about the Luis Diaz signing? And given that a lot of people have actually complained of Liverpool's depth in recent time, do you think Liverpool actually made the right choice? So let's start with
Okay, I actually think Liverpool need to actually reinforce their squad. Also, maybe their last season misfortunes with injuries. Well, I think they are still actually a better team now, even without reinforcement. But they actually needed more reinforcement, so
okay.
it can actually help in their squad development too.
Okay, so Funmbi,
Honestly, I hope this doesn't turn out to be not ban the big transfer. Honestly, but there's no way they are benching Sadio Mane.
do you know what? I admire a lot of transfers Liverpool do, and they take their time because they're not this big spending club that just go to the market. So they take their time to do the analysis and everything. But you never know in football. So let's just hope and keep our hands crossed on that. So moving on, we'll look at Chelsea, and they had a very quiet transfer window, given they have a bit of injury issue with Ben Chilwell, and Rich James maybe might return maybe this month or next. So as a Chelsea fan, what do you think with Chelsea not actually signing anybody?
I think as fans, we all expected more from them. We gave them our suggestions, but
Yeah.
most deals fell through because I thought they tried to sign Dembele on the deadline day transfer, but they know what they want. Thomas Tuchel actually has his plans, a tactician.
So you actually trusting Thomas Tuchel on that?
Sure. But also I think they actually want. We have a Club World Cup coming up. We'll be actually missing a lot of Premier League weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe they want to rest players during the Club World Cup. I think the players will be able to rest when to grade themselves into the squad and most of it. But trust the process. It's Chelsea now.
Okay. That's how they do. So what do you think about the Chelsea's window?
Okay, first concerning Dembele, do they need him? No, I don't think they need
They
him.
have quite a lot of fingers.
A lot of him.
Yes, but they are not actually.
Their wing backs. They know. I know they tried for Emerson.
Yeah. Very true. They tried to bring back Emerson, but it didn't work.
They not signing anyone. I wonder how they want to be. They've been playing a back four of Malangsa and the rest.
At the left back.
They are not like Malangsa. Like
left back,
I'm sure.
out of position.
Out of position.
So I will
And he
just
really impressed
we
that team
just
majorly.
yes, but
Play a top play
yes,
a top team and see if he
they'll give him
impress.
issues. But let's see. Thomas Tuchel, he said they actually trust him. So let's see how it goes. Then one of the big spenders in the transfer windows in Europe, Juventus, and they pulled off a big player from Fiorentina. That was Vlahovic,
Vlahovic.
Dusan Vlahovic from Fiorentina for 75 million pounds. They were able to bid for Denis Zakaria too and Federico Gatti, and I think they actually reinforced the attack, the midfield, the defensive midfield, and the central back. Do you think they were actually the one that did the bigger business in this transfer window?
Sure. With 75 million, one of the biggest transfer windows ever.
Nice pull off.
Sure. They actually stole that player from Arsenal. I think Arsenal, the fans were urging them to bid for Vlahovic.
Yes.
Arsenal are not serious.
See now they sold Aubameyang. They needed the top 9 now because Balogun Nketiah can't do the work.
Yeah.
If Lacazette has any problem,
Folarin Balogun is on loan.
Yes, it's actually on loan for Middlesbrough. So
Nketiah alone with Lacazette can't do anything for Arsenal now. So I
yeah.
think Arsenal actually had the bad market then.
Yeah. Okay.
Juve actually had the better market.
Okay. So let's actually round it up. I'll just direct this question. Funbi, who do you think did the better business? Like, who was? Do you think actually this person actually hit it?
Honestly, I'll look at Juventus because they have been struggling in a way.
Yes.
They've been struggling in a way.
Yes, especially in this area.
Cannot compete against top teams. Inter absolutely destroyed them.
Chelsea actually destroyed them in
Chelsea
Champions League football.
ran riot
Yeah.
them. So yeah, they can't
So, like,
compete
a
at the top,
revenge,
and
can't-
they are still there. They are still in the Champions League. They want to play. They want to win it.
So
Yeah,
they were actually that one you are tipping.
Yeah, they made.
Okay.
They went in fame and they
Okay.
got their players.
Wow, nice
I
one.
still feel Vlahovic for 75 million is a joke.
It's a joke. A guy that has scored almost
Almost one and
20 plus goals in 30 games appearance. Okay.
It's one of the next Lewandowski. It's actually what actually has that strength.
Okay.
Nah,
It's a complete.
better than Alan.
It's a complete nine. Don't let us go to that discussion, Fumbi. Don't let us go into that discussion.
Actually,
But
think, Everton had a better transfer window.
okay.
Now Lampard, our man,
Wow.
signing. So I think Everton.
So Everton over Barcelona.
Barcelona had actually they impressed, but Everton like a new manager, new system, new everything. You
Okay.
actually want to see what they can do.
Okay. Then Arsenal and Aubameyang issue. So what do you think about it? Because it's very very strange. We don't actually know what went down behind the scene, and the only thing we actually know was that Aubameyang came late for training and he was being punished. Then now we are seeing him moving to Barcelona, a top 9. Somebody that's carried this Arsenal team, been ruthless in games and everything. So what do you have?
100 appearances and over 100 goals.
So imagine, so fantastic stats. Is the top 9 for any team that wants to really do very big things in Europe football. So do you think Arsenal letting him go was actually Arteta not willing to swallow the whole issue and move on, or it was a nice call by Arteta?
Yeah, it's actually falling out of favor with the
Coach.
the manager, with the board,
But
with the fans.
that seems a bit harsh. We've seen Lukaku give interview that is not even
Absolutely buried.
buried, and the whole issue was actually solved.
You can't compare Chelsea fans and the Arsenal fans. We are both Londoners, but
But this is not issue. Some
faith in that Aubameyang. Actually, there was a game actually we was watching with Arsenal fans. I was like, they were praising Aubameyang. Even that game, Aubameyang was shining. They were saying they were praising Lacazette more than Aubameyang in a game that Aubameyang was even shining and scoring more goals than him. But he lost his favour, so I don't think it was up to the coach. And he wanted to leave. There was a time he wanted to leave for Arsenal for Madrid. He actually wanted to go for for a more competitive football, the Champions League. The Europa League was not what he wanted to do.
okay.
Arsenal is not even that level now.
Okay, yeah.
Arsenal
Very
tried to
true.
sign Vlahovic, but they are not even in any European competition. What do you expect from a player like that?
So Aubameyang issue. Just in 30 seconds.
For a club captain was absolutely responsible. Not informing late for training was the issue behind him. being out of favor, having issues with Arteta. A day before training, he traveled to Spain to get tattoo done. That was what Arteta said. That was what the club released. So yeah, and he has been doing those. People are meant to follow. He's the captain.
Yes.
You are learning to, how would you be leading and be doing stupid things, not showing up for training and all like that? Stuff
So,
like that. And I look at
He
Arsenal.
himself has
Even
lost favour in the
but do
club.
you think I'm of the opinion the punishment was just too harsh? Is
I don't
it
think it was actually a punishment because he himself he wanted to move on. I think
okay? Okay.
he was looking for a transfer away from the club. So just
did you listen when Pep when when they asked Pep why was Grealish and Foden not
In the team,
in the team? What did he tell you? One game like that, he said
they went for parties or something.
something.
Yeah, but
You need to be firm with this player.
yes.
Hey, Pep talk. If you watch his backroom, all or nothing, Man City. If you really talks to his players, you need to be fair. That was a mistake of Oli.
do you
Oli
think
was
Arteta
more.
could have controlled Aubameyang?
Do you know the issue? Do you know the issue?
That issue was probably
Was
because he
Thomas
was
Tuchel not firm on Lukaku?
Tuchel was firm on Lukaku. See how
But
Tuchel handled
but
Lukaku.
Lukaku wasn't moved. That was it. Do you have to move your
He
big
actually-
player before you make a
don't-
statement?
You don't buy a player for 100 million and sell him in the middle of the season.
Okay,
can't.
so you get a player for you get a player with over 100 plus goals contribution, and you sell him and you want to qualify for top four.
Aubameyang was at the later stage of his contract.
Yeah, okay,
Sure, that was
okay,
So yeah, it's one of the things.
we'll consider, right?
terminated. It was actually mutual consent for you to see that Arsenal did not just
Want him again and
it was
just
mutual consent. So
Okay.
actually,
okay.
it was actually a nice one.
Let's actually use this to round up. It has been going up in the social media everywhere, and it's actually a very, very sad scene to see. A sad note to hear, or sad news from a professional football player, and that was Greenwood doing all sort of immoralities on social media, being posted and everything. So I think Manchester United are actually detach themselves from anything Greenwood. He has been restricted from the training centers. Do you think that's a fair treatment on him, given what he actually did?
As a man, fine.
As a man,
Yes, let him start. That's what actually directed the team.
I'm shocked. Like I'm surprised. Like a player, fine footballer,
30 seconds. Yes.
fine footballer. Like what he did has no excuse. For real, has no excuse. So yeah, you have seen Benjamin Mendy of Man City. And Man City terminated his contract instantly. So now you see his contract with Man U. Yeah, Man U removed his picture from everything.
You know, it's still an allegation.
Followed him. Some players on Man U. Some players unfollowed him and stuff like that. Like honestly, I hope. I want to believe. I hope he gets back for real. I hope he gets back. I pray he gets back because we need
Okay.
him.
Okay.
I think I'm actually, if what he did was true, I'll be disappointed in yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually,
For a professional player, yeah.
he has the future, like one of Man's
Brightest.
Yeah.
He has actually taken over Rashford's position when Rashford was out.
Yes.
That was like his pass up now. It's like some of his pass up.
I don't think
There's a way back for him. Is there a way back for him?
actually I'm not sure if there's a way back for him.
He's actually destroyed the career.
Yes, because
Wow.
we have seen a lot of players that their careers
That's
have
gone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
something future stars can learn from.
Yeah.
Can gain from. But
Yes.
don't let's end up like John. I'm not just saying something like that.
Yes. It's an act we all don't like. It's an act that does not conform with the morals of the society, and that's actually where we'll be drawing the curtain today. And the transfer dramas were a lot much, but we actually had to cut it to this. So I think you actually enjoyed the video. Just like and subscribe, and we'll be posting subsequent videos of football previews and reviews, just as we always do. It's Kickoff with Jay, and thank you very much. So Funmbi, thank you for coming through, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And Demola, so okay, no, thank you, you're welcome. So the conversation continues, and thank you very much. Go down. Almost 9 minutes.
9 minutes.